Today we're going to be making St. Louis style barbecue ribs that are keto friendly in the Instant Pot. So if you're looking for a delicious, healthy meal, if you're on keto, this is going to be just for you. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. And let's dive into this video. We're going to start by making our barbecue sauce first. We're going to add about half a cup to a cup of barbecue sauce that is sugar-free. And then we're going to add our stevia. We're going to add about a teaspoon of that. And that is what's going to sweeten this stuff up. Okay, and that is going to do it for the barbecue sauce. This is what we're going to rub on the ribs after they come out of the Instant Pot, and then we put them in the oven. And for this recipe, we're using about 3 pounds of St. Louis style ribs. So what I like to do is clean up the ribs just a little bit, trying to get some of this fat off the backside, and we're going to go ahead and remove the membrane. So if you get a paper towel, you can really get a hold of this membrane that a lot of people don't even know is here. And you just get a good grip on it. And the reason you want to remove this is because it can get really chewy and stuff like that. And if you just go ahead and remove it, it's going to make it a lot more pleasant to eat. So there's most of it. You might have to go back in and get a few pieces. All right, so there is the membrane. We're gonna go through and put on our rub and our seasonings now. So I just like to use this generic rib rack rib rub that you can get pretty much anywhere. And any type of rub will do, whatever is your favorite. And you don't have to be too sparing with this either. I just give it a good, healthy spread. Or a nice thick layer of that seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead and add some pepper too. Once again, no set amount. Just put some pepper on there, you're gonna be good. If you like a lot of pepper, put a little bit more. Put some seasoned salt. I'm putting some sea salt, you can put seasoned salt or anything like that. All right, we're gonna rub that, pat it down real good. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. We're going to flip that over and we're going to do the other side. So I like to put a good healthy amount because a lot of this is going to fall off in the Instant Pot. So I'm not too worried about over seasoning this. A lot of black pepper and the sea salt. Okay, now we have both sides of these ribs seasoned. Look at that, it just looks amazing. Real thick layer of rub on this. So we're gonna go ahead and put our ribs in. So one key thing about the ribs, you wanna have the actual rib part inwards, and we're just gonna sit them in just like this. So you can see how I have them wrapped around. All right, so they're gonna sit in there nice and easy, and they're gonna stand up. But what we're gonna do is go ahead and add apple juice. And since it's keto friendly, we're gonna use the least amount of sugar as possible. But keep in mind, this sugar from this apple juice is primarily just gonna be in the pot. It's not really going to soak into the meat too much. So there is gonna be a little bit of sugar, but not so much that's gonna kick you out of ketosis if you're doing keto. So we're just gonna pour probably about half of this in. All right, about half. Once again, I'm not getting too fancy with the numbers here. I would say that's probably at least 3-4 cups of apple juice. I'm gonna put about 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar in this. Now we went ahead and made our barbecue sauce earlier that is gonna be what we actually brush on the ribs. But to give the pot a little bit more flavoring, we're gonna go ahead and just add some barbecue sauce in here. I would say about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of barbecue sauce. And that's just gonna give the stock a little bit more flavoring. Go ahead and mix this around in here. And the reason I went ahead and put the ribs in first is because it kind of gives me a guide of how much water and different ingredients I need to put in here based on the height of these ribs. So there you can tell we have probably about, I would say, 4 inches of the ribs still sticking out of the stock there. So we're gonna fill that up probably about another 2 inches with just water, and that'll give us enough liquid in this pot to make these things nice and tender and juicy. I'm just gonna start adding in cups of water here. Now, we're gonna go ahead and fire up this Instant Pot, and if you're used to cooking these things on a barbecue grill or something like that, you know it can take hours, but the beauty of an Instant Pot is that this is only gonna take 25 minutes to actually cook because it is a type of pressure cooker. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing set up. All right, make sure if you're using an Instant Pot, you know if the pressure switch is on or if it's on release, so make sure that it's gonna retain that pressure. Before you start using an Instant Pot, please read the owner's manual, things like that. Get acquainted with your Instant Pot. It's gonna make things a lot easier. Now we're gonna go ahead and set our pressure cooker to 25 minutes on high heat, and that's gonna be the highest pressure, and we're gonna go ahead and just let it sit. And then at the end of this, once it cuts off at 25 minutes, we're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes. That way it can just naturally release the pressure, and then we'll go ahead and check it. Okay, they just finished cooking. We're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes and let it cool down. And we're also gonna wait for this little pressure indicator to go down. And then we're gonna throw these things in our oven. Okay, we're gonna put our oven on broil, and we're gonna let this thing preheat so that way when the ribs are cooled down in the pressure cooker, we can throw them right into the oven. Okay, we've let it sit for 10 minutes, still with the pressure on it, so we're gonna go ahead and release the pressure. Be careful, don't get burned by the steam. All right, we're gonna let it go until this little button right here is depressed. Okay, the button's depressed. We're gonna go ahead and throw these in the oven. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take these out of the pressure cooker. You're probably gonna wanna use a set of tongs to get these out. Wow, these things look pretty delicious right now, but we're gonna go ahead and grab our barbecue sauce and layer a coat on this with a brush, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the oven for 5 minutes on broil. And that's really gonna caramelize the barbecue sauce on top of this. Okay, we have our timer set for 5 minutes. All right, let's pull them out. Wow, these things look awesome. We're gonna add another layer of that barbecue sauce, and these things should be ready to eat. All right, we're gonna let these things sit for about 10 more minutes, let them cool down, and then they should be ready to eat. All right, these things look pretty good. Look at that, very nice and tender, wow. All right, they've cooled down and I am ready to eat these things. Very sweet with that stevia. Even though this is keto friendly, that stevia really helps out. And this literally almost fall off the bone. All right, guys, these ribs were delicious. Hopefully you like this video on how to make barbecue ribs in the Instapot. It's super quick, super easy, and it's delicious. Guys, if you like this, please leave a like. Also, we'd love to have you subscribe to the channel that we can see more videos like this all the time. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video.